The year is 2154. The world has reached an unbelievable technological pinnacle. Modern medicine has solved every human disease and disfigurement you can think of. Their technology is so advanced it feels like magic, capable of restoring the human body to optimal condition, even reversing aging. They call it the medbed. Once you're inside, it scans you and restores your body to its most perfect form. As long as people avoid accidents, they can now live forever. But there's one tiny catch. You must be a citizen of Elysium. Being a citizen means being ultra-wealthy. In this way, the rich have created an oasis in outer space, their own habitat, where they live blissful, comfortable lives, while the rest of humanity, the Earthlings, fight for scraps. The ultra-wealthy only come to Earth to exploit its resources. Earth has become a massive factory for those at the top. From their orbital paradise, they make decisions and govern the planet like a plantation, ruling with an iron fist. They have both droid and human soldiers stationed on Earth to enforce their will. This is the new world. Meet Max. He is a citizen of Earth. Previously convicted and released on parole, he now works in a factory. On his way to work one day, two droid officers stop him for questioning. These droids are not built for human interaction, especially for police work. During questioning, Max tries to be friendly, throwing in a few jokes, but the droids aren't having it. One of them pulls up his criminal record, gang activity, grand theft auto, and immediately takes him down to search him. They interpret his responses as resisting arrest and order him to report to his parole officer. His parole officer is also an AI. It doesn't appreciate his humor either and simply issues him a warning. Max's past life is trying to pull him back in. His friend Julio offers him a low-risk job that requires his skills, but Max politely declines, saying, "I have a job now." Max continues working until one incident changes everything. In a factory, there's a massive sealed door guarding a furnace. The door is a safety shield, preventing dangerous radiation from leaking during operation. But today, it's stuck in the open position. Max alerts his supervisor, who orders him to go inside and unjam it. This is an extremely risky proposition. The door could close at any moment, and the furnace could restart while Max is inside. Max refuses at first, but the supervisor insists it's either this or lose the job. Max knows keeping the job means staying out of jail, so he reluctantly agrees. As he tries to fix the jam, the worst happens. The door suddenly closes, and the halted operation resumes. Max screams as the furnace's radiation burns his skin. His coworkers rush to pry the door open with crowbars. Eventually, they get him out alive, but badly irradiated. A medical robot attends to him, giving him powerful medication after making him sign an agreement form. The factory owner, CEO John Carlyle, arrives with two droid bodyguards. Without a trace of concern, he says, "Make sure he's not bleeding or shedding in the bed," and leaves. Max takes a long look at him, even as he struggles to remain conscious. Life on Earth is a raw deal. The planet has become one enormous scrapyard, stripped of its resources by the ultra-wealthy, who give nothing in return. People are desperate to reach Elysium. Up there, disease, deformity, and cancer don't exist. If you can get there and the system confirms you as a citizen, a medbed will restore you to perfect health in seconds. But Max isn't a citizen. Instead, after signing the factory's legal release, he receives medicine that will keep him functioning for just 5 more days. Julio notices Max looking unwell and asks what's wrong. Max explains he only has 5 days to live. That's when they go to see Spider, a tech-savvy mercenary who illegally sends people to Elysium. But Elysium is hostile to illegals. They shoot down ships mid-flight using sleeper agents. The Secretary of Defense, Jessica Delacourt, is a ruthless power player. She uses Earth-based agents to destroy any refugee vessel attempting to reach Elysium. Max begs Spider to get him to Elysium. Spider agrees, but only if Max retrieves critical brain data from a billionaire. Spider can use this data to unlock massive fortunes. These Elysium billionaires are not your average rich people. Many are centuries old, kept alive by medbeds. They're removed from human sentiment. Some might not even be considered human anymore. Max has no choice but to agree on one condition. He chooses the billionaire who put him in this position, John Carlyle. Spider accepts. Max receives an upgrade, a human-machine exoskeleton fused to his body, and forged Elysium citizenship credentials. Max assembles a crew, including Julio, and they begin their hunt. They track Carlyle's ship and, timing it perfectly, shoot it down just before it leaves Earth's atmosphere. The crash triggers alarms on Elysium. Delacourt is immediately concerned. Carlyle isn't just any billionaire. He built Elysium's entire operating system. The data in his head can reboot the entire station, allowing whoever controls it to add or remove anyone from the citizenship registry. Delacourt had a deal with Carlyle. He would reboot the system and install her as president. If something happens to him, her plan collapses. She quickly dispatches her sleeper agents to eliminate Max. Max and his crew battle Carlyle's bodyguard droids. The droids kill one of Max's teammates. Carlyle is gravely wounded, but Max's tech partner manages to connect to his neural implant to copy the data. The first attempt fails, and with enemy forces closing in, the tech panics and flees. Max stays behind and completes the transfer just as the agents attack, killing all of Max's friends, including Julio. Max escapes. Delacourt orders a complete lockdown of Earth's airspace to trap him. Spider suspects something huge is in play if they're shutting down the skies for one man. Max goes to Fry, his childhood friend. She treats his wounds and sends him on his way. But shortly after, the agents storm in and capture her and her sick daughter, planning to use them as leverage against Max. Max returns to Spider, demanding he honor their deal. Spider checks the data in Max's head and is stunned. It's the master key to Elysium, but it's scrambled. The only way to unlock it is to go up there and plug directly into the system. Max refuses to risk it for Spider's cause. He threatens to hand himself over to the agents and trade the data for his own life. Max finds the agents and makes the deal. On board their ship, he discovers Fry and her daughter. They all head toward Elysium, with Spider secretly following. Max holds a grenade to his head to keep the agents in line, but Agent Kruger knocks it away during a struggle. It explodes, sending the ship crashing into Elysium. Max is detained. Kruger is left unconscious with severe injuries, and Delacourt orders her people to retrieve the data, reboot the system with her as Prime Minister, and then kill Max. Meanwhile, Fry tries to get her daughter into a medbed, but the system rejects her as a non-citizen. Kruger is placed in a medbed. It flawlessly reconstructs his face and revives him. Delacourt arrives, furious, blaming him for the crash and chaos. Kruger slashes her throat, killing her instantly. Fry tries to save her, but Delacourt refuses help and dies. Max eliminates 2 Elysium personnel and searches for a medbed. Now, he's the most wanted man in the world, hunted by Spider, Kruger, Fry, and Elysium's forces, because he holds the key to the kingdom in his head. He eventually faces Kruger in a brutal fight. Injured and exhausted, Max is about to lose when Spider intervenes, disarming Kruger. Together, they kill him, but Max's time is running out. Spider plugs Max into the system. There's a problem. Rebooting from his brain will work, but it will kill him. Max accepts his fate. Spider writes the code that makes every Earthling a citizen of Elysium. The process kills Max instantly. President Patel and other officials arrive, shocked by the change, but powerless to stop it. Medical ships immediately deploy to Earth, delivering health care to everyone. The world seems more equal. But for how long?